Hi, this is Frida.
Benny.
Anna.
And Bjorn of ABBA.
The first single we ever made with ABBA as a group was that one. It's called People Need Love. But the girl's name weren't mentioned on the record. They called it something like Bjorn and Benny and Svenska Flicka, which is Swedish girl. Really crazy.
So you girls weren't, you were in the group, but you weren't...
Yes, we were in the group.
As a backing.
But we weren't mentioned, you know.
Well, they were, but not here. I don't know why that happened, but...
But you were in the group, though.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I was thinking, a Denmark version of Tony Orlando and Don. Okay, so that first record was what?
People Need Love.
Okay, I'm going to have to go find that one. Ask Paul Drew or somebody, because that might be kind of neat. Now I have a list of stuff that had happened, and it's not on here, of course.
Isn't it?
People Need Love?
Yes, it is.
Too.
It is, yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's settled. How did they get that? How did Atlantic buy it from Playboy?
Well, I think we got the masters back when we left Playboy.
Do you have any stories of what was happening? Now, wait a minute, though. Before that, there was something else. There was an international award that was won. What was that?
Is the tape running now, or?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're into it now.
Yeah.
You know,
This
fine.
is loose.
Well, we won the Eurovision Song Contest, if that's what you mean, in '74.
Tell me that story. What was...
It's well, it's this big competition between the countries of Europe. They have their competition in each country, and then they come together. In this year in '74, it was in Brighton in England, and we were the Swedish entry with Waterloo, and it's watched by something like 600 million viewers simultaneously. So it's really the biggest spot you can have, and we happened to win that.
Did you think you were going to win when you went in?
Oh, I know.
No, we had, you know, I think the Waterloo was very apart from the other songs that were in that.
I think I remember reading that.
Yeah, and I think that was the reason. Now, what happens to you when you win that contest is that's, if you win it, you're a contest winner, and that's what you are. I mean, everybody who ever wins it, they kind of a one shot. And it took us some time in Europe to get rid of that mark. I mean.
Oh, really? You mean you were typecast negatively rather than...
In a way, for our music, I think it was, because, as I said, Waterloo was not the same kind of music that normally appear in that show, on that contest.
Would we recognize some of the other names of some of the other contestants?
Yeah, there's been quite a lot of well-known English artists.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Cliff and John, she was in the same year as we
Olivia
were.
was there, yeah. She was number 3 or something.
Yeah.
Cliff Richard has entered, and a lot of people.
Speaking of Olivia Newton-John, I was told that before making or being as noticed in America, you were quite popular in Australia. Is that so? Is that true or not?
Talking about her?
She.
No, you.
Yeah.
You all.
Oh, yeah.
The reason I said speaking of Olivia Newton-John is because she's from Australia, and I just went off to Australia. I remembered that comment. Somebody said that ABBA has been selling like crazy in Australia way before, or not way before, but before America.
Started about 2 years ago, 1.5 years
Why
ago.
do you suppose that is? You know, you're pretty international and have gone to quite a few countries. What are some of the differences?
Well,
why
it
does
seemed...
something sell somewhere and not somewhere else?
Well, I'd say the only territory where we don't sell records, or so far, is here and Japan. Otherwise, they buy the records all over the world.
But they do sell here.
Yeah, well,
now.
Right.
I think it starts now.
We've had like 5 top 30 hits in 2 years since Waterloo. But not...
I think why Benny is saying this is that the fact that we're very spoiled, you know. Because in the rest of the countries they buy enormously, whereas they buy not so much here yet.
Do they buy albums or singles? Or?
Both.
Both.
We've sold something like 4 million albums of this greatest hits album around the world. Maybe,
outside the States.
And I don't know how many we sold here so far, but it couldn't be that much.
Well, this is a relatively new.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, here, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you do songs like, well, Waterloo and SOS and et cetera, when you do them in other countries, do you do them in other languages?
No.
No, we did Waterloo in German and French and Spanish, but that was the last song that we did. Now we only sing in English.
What? Now you weren't, of course. You had to learn English. When did you learn it?
We learn it in school. We start when we are 10 years to read it.
But the native tongue is?
Swedish.
Yeah.
Swedish.
Say something in Swedish.
Vad ska vi säga då?
Ja,
Skulle du inte förstå i alla fall.
det är ett väldigt
Du förstår ingenting,
väldigt
sa
trevligt
det.
radioprogram det här.
Ja, det är det.
What does that mean?
Ja, det är en bra radiostation också. Spelar
Oh,
många
Ja.
bra
It's a
låtar.
good
It's a
station.
very good station.
I believe you, I believe you. Okay, let's see. I'd like you to run down just some stories that happened that are associated with the songs that I'll mention to you. If you have a story in your head, if you don't, we'll move on to another song. Okay?
Mm.
Like SOS. Do you recall any stories? Like where was it recorded?
Well, we recorded SOS in Stockholm. We record all the material in Stockholm.
We do.
In the
Yeah.
same studio, actually.
Yeah.
Most of the...
Yes, all of
Fernando
them.
too, yeah.
Every number.
It comes from our third album. It's called ABBA, the album. And it's the second single that we got from that album. The one after I Do, I Do, I Do.
Really?
Yes.
I thought that.
Well, it was the opposite way here.
Yeah,
I think,
that's
yeah.
right. They released SOS before I do.
That's also the story with Dancing Queen. isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's number one
But-
in England now. We haven't
All
released
over
it
the
here
world,
yet.
And so, by the time this special hits the air, it will have succeeded Fernando, which I love. Fernando, I really like.
You do?
Thank you.
It's so
Thank you.
mysterious to me.
Is it?
Well, that's
I love-
good.
As a disc jockey, I love to sit there and use the time talking up to it, talking about the old soldier who hasn't had a rifle in his hand for quite some time is old and gray. But as he looks back, he can even hear his memories. Do you hear the drums, Fernando?
That's good.
I like doing stuff like that.
That's great because that's actually the intention with the words and the music, to create sort of an atmosphere.
I think there's like 4 major medias that deal with eyes and ears and stuff. And it's TV and movies and radio and records. To me, my favorite, my preference is radio and records. And the reason for me is that with radio and records, you can say words or sing words, and people come from pure imagination and meet you halfway. And you could be talking about Fernando to one person. We have San Fernando Valley here.
Yeah.
So I say this is the theme song of Saint Ferdinand, San Fernando. Do you hear the drums, Fernando? So
Yeah.
you can say stuff like that, and people will meet you halfway with their imagination and make their own pictures.
Yeah.
Right.
People 20 different pictures.
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
Because that's why when people ask us exactly what is this song about, which, where in history and so forth, we don't want to say anything because we just want to create the atmosphere to have their own imagination going, which
Yeah,
is better. And if you show it on a screen, it's there, and you can't, then it's spoiled.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Okay, I went from SOS way to Fernando, which you also recorded in Stockholm. Tell me about that. Why have you ever done any recording in an American studio or an English studio?
No, not so
Any
far.
reason?
Well, we have a very good studio and a very good engineer back in Stockholm.
Could you ever bring him here?
Well, we've been talking about that, but well, in that case, we'd bring some musicians we normally use, and it would end up all the same thing, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
There
know.
is a consistency in the sound. That's true.
Yeah, some people say it's a bit exotic. I don't know.
Do they?
Yeah, well, it's hard for us to say what kind of a sound it is, and if it's because of the fact that we're Swedes recording in Sweden with Swedish musicians. Maybe it is. Maybe it would be different if we recorded it here.
I'm just curious. Now, I don't think you should record here or should not. It just strikes me as curious. That's all.
Yeah.
I will certainly do it sometime as an experiment.
Yeah. Interesting. But that's fascinating me, Stockholm.
It's the corner of the
That is
world.
exotic. That is romantic. Okay, Waterloo was the one that you won the award. Is it where did that come from before the award? Why did you decide to try out at the Eurovision? What's the actual title?
Eurovision Song Contest. Well, we choose from 2 numbers. They're both on the Greatest Hits album, I believe. It was Hasta Mañana and Waterloo. And we choose Waterloo because that was the number that we'd like to do in front of an audience.
Yeah, more visual also. I mean, Hasta Mañana is more the type of music that they normally sing in that contest.
Mm.
And it was a good thing that we did Waterloo in that contest because it stood out from the others very well. It was quite different. And it was the first time that a number like that had won the Eurovision.
Were there more slower songs or something?
Yeah, more ballads and...
You know, the French, Italian romantic stuff and German boompa boompa.
Be careful.
No, we have Busch Gardens and they're going through an Oktoberfest. It's okay. Had you had that as a single released before that? I mean, was it...
Here?
No, in Europe and the countries, was Waterloo on the charts before you entered the actual song?
No.
So it was its first time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Incredible. Okay. And now, where in the chronology of the hits was Waterloo?
First.
The very first one.
Yeah.
The biggest one, at least.
Yeah, the first big one.
Yeah.
The biggest in Europe?
Oh, yes.
Is it the biggest here so far?
Oh, no, not at
no.
all. I think Dancing Queen is the biggest so far.
But that's in Europe.
That's in Europe and Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both SOS, Fernando and Dancing Queen are bigger. Maybe even Mamma Mia, I don't know.
What came after Waterloo? I want to go in order.
Well, that's where we made the mistake.
Well, I mean, which hit came?
Here was Honey Honey, a song called Honey Honey. Was number 29 or something on the charts here. In England, there was a cover made on that song because we released another number, which was a mistake from us.
Well, mistake.
Well,
You can't make a mistake.
Yeah.
Between here, between Waterloo and, or between Honey Honey, I should say, and SOS, we had a few flops. So Long, which is on that album as well. And
See, Hasta Mañana's not
Ring Ring, I think.
Isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
I was going to ask you, it's So Long.
No, it's
I
Honey
wonder
Honey.
why.
Yeah.
Why isn't it that way?
Which one? So Long is on
I
there.
mean, it's
So
Hasta
Long,
Mañana.
Mañana's not.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I think it's People Need Love instead.
Yeah.
Of Hasta Mañana.
But, okay, hit-wise, just a chronology of hits. Because, to me, there's no such thing as a flop. I mean, I'll go to work and I love the Wrigley Spearmint Gum jingle. I sing it right along with it, man. I don't care. But as far as hits, you know, really hitting with a biggie, Waterloo's first and the next was SOS?
Honey Honey.
Honey,
Honey,
honey.
Honey, that's right, something. And after Honey, Honey.
SOS.
Yeah.
Wouldn't I do?
Well,
Yeah.
SOS, they came in different orders. I mean, in Europe and here.
Yeah.
SOS, I Do, Mamma Mia, and now Fernando.
I'm kind of getting the notion that we're getting them late. Because,
Yes.
okay, say it's December. It's actually, right now it's October, but say it's 2 months from now, it's December. From December, now I'm speaking to you in December. How long ago was Dancing Queen recorded?
Oh, recorded 1.5 years ago. Yeah. It was one of the first songs
On the new album.
on the new album, yes.
Which is called?
Arrival.
Arrival.
It's just released, it was released 3 months ago in Scandinavia and Europe.
This is
If we
something
talk in December.
we want to catch up with.
Yes,
so
it's a
that,
pity
I
actually.
would guess so. If you, you know, I like Fernando a lot. And I'm sure you do too. When you recorded it, you were probably really
yes.
excited when you recorded it 2 years ago. But you must have some stuff that you're very equally excited about on the new album.
Oh yes,
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot of.
Is it
songs
released
we
here
like.
yet? No, this
No.
one is.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
is it going to be released?
Well, we don't know. It depends on how this will.
I think this is
be.
going to be very big myself.
Yeah.
You think so?
Well, yeah, by comparison to the other ones.
We
It's the
hope
greatest
so.
hits. It's proven. There's a lot of stuff on it.
Mm.
And it looks like that because it went up 21 steps on Billboard, I think.
Okay,
We were
yeah.
very happy for that.
You know, it took so long time to sell albums, like even in Europe. I mean,
Especially in England.
they buy the singles, right? And they hear, well, the type of music, whatever it is we're doing. They hear a good song, and well, let's go buy the record. And then it comes another single and another single, and after they bought like 5, 6 singles of us, I guess they found out to people that we might as well buy an album.
Right. Yeah, I think people get the same notion that we do. If they group or a person has a pretty good record and then another pretty good one, another pretty good thing, they're kind of proven. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
eventually, if Stevie Wonder releases an album, I'll buy it before it even comes out. That's what's going to happen. Now tell me this. Now, you have a notion that things are just starting to really take off in the United States of America, right? You do have that notion.
Yeah.
Yes.
How does it make you feel?
Great.
It's a great feeling. It's
Yeah.
well, you can't compare with anything else. You have to live with it. And it's
Because-
great to be here and have that feeling.
Mm.
To hear the song on the radio and knowing that a lot of people are buying and listening to it.
Yeah, just think to hear it on the radio. Say you're driving along the beach and you
Yeah.
hear it on the radio. You know that at that moment, thousands of people are listening to that
Yeah.
same show.
And you ask yourself, is that really me?
Do you?
Do you really?
Huh?
I mean, that's the good thing about it. I mean, before we came here, now we went to Poland to
Yes.
tell some Polish jokes.
I Polish, please. My grandfather was Polish.
Oh yes. Now we went to a restaurant, Frida and I, a small Chinese place in Warsaw, and you know, it's, all of a sudden they started playing in the loudspeaker some of our songs
They didn't know who
in
we
Poland.
were.
And, yeah, I mean, that's a good feeling.
Yeah, and then next week you're in LA and you hear the same
Yeah.
songs.
I mean, that's the ultimate reward you get from writing songs and recording. But
And in Warsaw, they're playing them and they're sung in English.
oh
Yes.
yeah,
Oh, yes.
we've sold like 200,000 albums of the one before that. No, of the Waterloo album.
The first one.
Yeah.
That's fascinating to me because that means people are buying it for the music and the melody. You know.
Yes.
People understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
how
they
we
are.
work. That's what we try to do when we write the songs. To write good melodies and with a good sound when we record them.
It's working.
They can even buy the records in Russia now.
Yeah.
Very limited, but they can.
Jeez. Let's see. I'm thinking of other things. Look, John is my master surgeon who's going to put all this together.
Hi, John.
Hello.
He knows how it's going to sound, and I'm looking at it and saying, what else can we ask? I have already asked what the difference in music between other countries and the United States is. It seems like any reputation that the United States has for being, the United States of America has for being a trendsetter just got lost. If you guys, everybody knows about you in various countries in Europe before these people got caught on. It's amazing. There goes another theory.
But still, some of the music that comes from here is really trend-setting
Yeah.
I mean,
for the world.
I'd say we get most of our inspiration for writing and recording from here and from England.
Well, that's kind of the next question I was going to ask you, but before I do that, I just wanted to see if you think that having hit here, which is happening, do you think that you'll go and hit Europe all over again? In a different light, you know what I mean?
Oh, you mean if it means anything to Europe, if
we
we
have it
have
here.
hits
Yeah.
here?
Well, not the way it happens. I mean, we have them in Europe first and they come here afterwards.
Do you think that's going to change eventually in a year or two?
No, well,
No,
I
because
don't think
things happen in Europe much faster. You know, if you have a single released, you can be #1 in a week. If yeah, sure, with advance orders and everything,
Yeah.
and if you're very well known and if you had hits before.
Yeah, that has happened to us now the past 8 months.
Mm.
All
And
over every country in Europe.
And everything happens much slower here, of course, because it's a continent. It's like 50 countries. So a single takes much longer to get up on the charts here.
If you're not Elton John or Stevie Wonder, I mean, an instant.
Okay, now you started talking about the fact that you were influenced by a lot of the things, the music that had come out of here.
Oh yeah.
Here being
Sure.
America. Who are some of the people that have influenced each one of you?
The Beatles.
Well, they didn't come out.
No, I know that.
No,
Didn't they?
I'm a Beach Boy fan from the beginning. I think they made the best records ever made.
Yeah, and
I think
as
we try to live
writers,
up, yeah.
they wrote one of the
Like
best
Brian Wilson,
songs
yeah.
too.
And you,
For
Beatles
example.
for sure, Bob Dylan in Reader's Digest just said that he thinks America should run around putting statues up for the Beatles for what they've done.
Yeah, because I think they were the initial impulse for a lot of people to write songs.
music, yeah.
And same for us.
Any others?
Well,
we
there's
hope-
so many good acts. I mean, we can tell you.
We hope to be
15.
able to see the Eagles while we're here.
Oh,
We'll buy the new Stevie Wonder album.
We should be able to get that free. Yeah. Okay.